Where are the chairs?
Chairs are inefficient. This meeting will be brief.
And loud.
Hello and good evening. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 3, Episode 8, 4.5 Vulcans is over. But we're just getting started here on Live Long and Podcast as we continue our mission to watch every episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds and talk all about it. Tonight, I am your host and reluctant Vulcan sympathizer, Dave Mader. And we have a great panel here to break down this episode once again. Coming in first, identities, Katras, and the ethics of emotional suppression. He's already diagrammed the fallout. It's the Worldmind, Chris Murphy.
I am captivated to discuss a most illogical episode.
Fascinating. Coming in next, logic is fine until it turns your crewmates into cold manipulators and war strategists. He's not buying the the Katra cleanse. It's Jody Simpson.
I haven't even given me my impression yet, and you already know where I'm at. That intro is spot on.
Thank you, Jody. Welcome, guys. Of course, this is a spoiler review of this episode. If you don't want to know anything about this episode out there, go and watch it and come back. Or if you don't care about such things, then please stick around. Either way, we're going to be diving into this episode and talking all about it and rating it at the end. So that is our mission for this evening. We hoped maybe Adam Woodward would be with us, but he had an event, perhaps, and perhaps it was rained out, perhaps not.
Are you telling me we got a chance, though, Dave?
We got to blame it on the rain, Jody. That's how it goes.
Damn.
It's a Milli Vanilli. Now, Norman coming in here and live in the comments, as we are streaming here on YouTube Live, he's saying, just remember, we were warned a year ago with that preview clip to cringe. Okay, so let's just get into it, everybody. I
can already tell by your demeanor how you feel, Dave.
Well, okay. Listen, this episode is not as funny as it thinks it is, but there are some moments I genuinely smiled at. I don't know if I not laughed, but smiled, perhaps had a bit of clever or something along those lines. I don't know, but my problem, as you know, is I like consistency. I like them to stick within the canon. They do throw in a line here, a voiceover by Una in one of her logs, which I feel it was definitely added after the fact to address this issue, where we have four humans, crew members of the Enterprise in this episode, are injected with that thing that's going to
Kirkovian whatever serum. That's right.
Of course, how could I forget? And the serum can change you into physiologically into a different species. In this case, humans into Vulcans. 2 words, thumbs down from Just to Velociraptor.
That's 4 words, but I get where he's going.
Yeah. Now, in the episode, they get the Vulcan, and it as we saw, because we went through this last season with Spock becoming fully human, right, and him losing some of what made him Vulcan, not physiologically but psychologically, and that's kind of the thing, is that Vulcans do not have logic and emotional suppression because they're born with it, because it's genetically inherent. It's a cultural thing. It's something.
Yeah, it's a trait that they phase out of themselves with discipline. Yeah.
It's not like Romulans are born being logical and then choose to become like sneaky and treacherous and xenophobic. Like, that's a cultural thing. Emmanuel saying, I was Trek culture, and one
Watching. He was probably
I think he
watching
means
Trek
watching.
Culture.
I was watching Trek Culture, and one of the hosts described this episode as a too long of an SNL sketch. Yeah, that's not inaccurate.
I'd love to know which host that is, because it might be one we know.
Was it Sean?
Was it Sean?
Yeah, it was Sean.
I'd imagine. It was
I
Sean.
watched the episodes too.
Oh, did you?
Right. Now they try.
It's not wrong.
They try to explain away this, as I mentioned, the line of dialogue from the Una that, normally Vulcans they'd have to train years for this, but something yada yada has made this possible, that they turned them into not just Vulcans physiologically but also like fully, and they even have Katras now. Like, they brought in Katra into like the Vulcan soul, which is not something.
I think okay, and it's not okay. I don't think it was the Vulcan soul. It's just the Vulcan word for soul. So they kept talking about their Katras being their souls.
See, that's exactly why you're here.
Okay.
For me to get the interpretation from Murphy.
Yeah.
Chris, you might be the most positive on this episode. Presumably, maybe you're not, but why is this okay? Tell me.
Well, for me, I enjoyed this episode. I was laughing at many moments.
Like full laughs, like ha ha ha.
Yeah, like full breakout laughter. There were certain moments that had me like straight up like, this is stupid, kind of funny. There was a point, like the opening of the episode is the worst part in my opinion, but they sort of hammer this as Sean Ferrick had so aptly put it, SNL sketch a little long, but they were, the more it progressed, the funnier it got, because it was so absurd and so illogical that I was just like, okay. But then there was, I believe it's the moment when Spock has a conversation with Patton Oswalt's character Doug, that like the episode really like oh, this is the whole purpose of it, is Spock, I guess, sort of finding peace in being a Vulcan himself. His four closest compatriots become Vulcans, and they start to shit on him, so to speak. They say he's not fully Vulcan and stuff like that, so he's getting it from that end, and he's like, he grew up being ostracized by Vulcans, and then he meets Doug, and Doug's like, your human part is the coolest thing about you, and just kind of like blows him up a little. And yeah, it was the episode had weird takes on general Vulcan culture. The four Enterprise characters, Pike, Uhura, Romulan, as Sean Ferrick called it, and
Okay.
yeah,
Romulan.
That's the funniest thing I heard, including everything.
Clearly, Sean should have wrote this episode.
and yeah, and Pike and all that, and they were like weird characterizations of Vulcans, like Pike was goofy and stuff like that. Like Uhura was more like timid, like was more of a natural Vulcan, and it was a weird presentation of these characters, because like it wasn't entirely what Vulcans are. So
yeah,
that was rough to get through, but when I got over that hump and I was like, okay, this episode doesn't mean much and it's just for the laughs, it's a big comedy episode, and I started like getting into that, and I started enjoying the bits that go on. Kirk and Scotty teaming together, and it was good stuff. It was a fun episode.
Jody, you got anything you want to add to that?
You know what? I'm starting to sound like a broken record. We have yet another gimmick episode that kind of falls flat, and we're missing a Strange New World as well. There was one. We never got to see it.
I mean, yeah, it's on screen. It's
on
mentioned in
screen.
third
It's
party.
yada
It's
yada.
mentioned, yeah, and
Yeah.
The whole like having Pike do the voiceover credits again as the Vulcan was just stupid.
That was
I-
funny, dude. I
No,
laughed.
it wasn't.
Why? I skipped the credits. I didn't know.
The credit.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no! I thought that
You're
was
not
a
missing
funny
anything,
little
Dave.
pitch.
You don't need to even bother with it.
Actually, you are. It turns out they've added that butterfly into the credits.
Yeah, the
From the
butterfly
last
was in the
episode.
credits this time.
I didn't think
Yeah.
they would change it within the season. So,
Yeah, it doesn't shock me.
unless it was.
It's all
like-
CG. They just basically just pump out the trailer at the beginning as well. So, I'm sure they just put it in the episode now.
For me, Patton Oswalt was the best part of this episode. I thought the whole Patton or Doug,
What the hell does that tell you?
I'm not even necessarily a huge
If
fan.
Patton Oswalt is the best thing in this episode in a
Like
Star Trek episode,
his whole thing with
But
Una.
he's great in a lot of things. I don't get it. What's the hate on Patton Oswalt?
I don't hate
I'm
him.
not hating on Patton Oswalt. It's just he's not.
I know, but
a
I
character
don't
known for
love
this.
him as seemingly as everyone else, much as everyone else does. He's fine, and he was pretty good in this. I thought him playing the Vulcan worked pretty well.
Yeah, I like him in a lot of his stuff, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine when he did the guest stuff on that. That was great.
Yeah, he's I thought because with Rebecca Romaine being so tall and him being shorter, it's kind of a fun.
And her
Well,
just being like, ignore everything that's about to happen. I can't control myself around this person.
Yeah,
Like,
and she's
that
just
shit was
literally
funny.
like, and they couldn't find an attractive Vulcan for her. She had to have Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, like it's
the
it's
short,
just like
the short chubby guy. I'm not trying to chubby shame. I am one. But it's one of those things that I just the last scene before the final the last scene just before it zooms to the bar with Kirk and Scotty is her getting up in her black dress, and you really see the difference as she walks over to him though.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
wow.
Norman saying it was more of an 80s sitcom comedy than gimmick, and not a good one in his opinion. Emmanuel saying, one reviewer brought up, so none of Spock's crewmates are racist against him, but as soon as they turned Vulcan, they were? Like, why?
And this is one of the many logic puzzles in this episode.
Well, yeah, I could also bring up the fact that Spock original series is much more prejudiced against humans or way more disparaging of humans than this version of Spock is in when he's younger. Maybe there's a reason for that we'll get, maybe not. But there's some interesting things. Okay, so with those things aside, this episode is it's kind of a bottle episode. It's kind of a comedy, an attempted comedy. There's some parts of it that work okay for me. But overall, I'm not super hot on it. I think that mostly because that's not what Vulcans are. They're not born being logical dicks. They just
well, they never they yada yada over that by saying because it was from Spock's genetic DNA or something. They essentially got his training in maintaining logic and all that stuff.
okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
not
not saying it's a great excuse. I'm not even gonna say it's a great reason or excuse as to why they transformed and their hair changed. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just one of these episodes you're gonna be like, all right, we're getting a wacky fun episode. Let's see what happens. And
because I think they went too much for the comedy, and I think there would have been a way to do this that would have made more sense in the universe. Maybe they're turned into Vulcans, and because Vulcans have these incredibly intense emotions, maybe it overwhelms them all, and Spock then has to do a mind meld on all of them to kind of get them to adopt the logic, the Vulcan sort of mental training, and that's what makes them the dicks, right?
I believe it's also each one was sort of represent an amplified version of them, of their personas as well. That's why Pike was so goofy, and that's why La'an was so shifty, and that's why Uhura was fairly normal. And what else was it? Chapel, right? Yeah, Chapel was so ancillary to all of this that I kind of forgot she was in the episode. It's like,
Well, yeah, like I didn't care when she like told Spock she didn't want to be friends anymore. I wasn't really like I didn't because I was like this is going to get resolved when she broke up with Corby. Not that I was invested in the relationship. I think that like the only thing that kind of threw me off with Uhura was that she apparently did a mind meld on Beto.
yeah.
Which you have to like learn how to do mind melds. Like Vulcans are not born knowing how to do mind melds. So like there's just some things like that. I thought she was just going to inject him with the Vulcan serum. That would have made more sense. Like like you want to be good enough, I'll turn you into a Vulcan. Right?
Yeah.
Even though it would be illogical and unethical. Maybe logical, but definitely unethical. But so is the mind meld. Even
True.
right. So anyway, you want to jump into this and see if there's anything else?
If we have to.
Okay. Here we go. So
Too slow.
yeah, too slow. I have achieved victory. We start off. The Enterprise is headed out for shore leave, as we learned in the first officer's log from Lieutenant Commander Una Chin Riley, coming in here. As they're heading to a specific region of space that I forget. And we begin with a conversation here with La'an and Una talking about shore leave. Why isn't Una's not going to take shore leave, right?
She wants to work.
She wants to work, and
La'an's
Una
basically being like, why don't you want to take shore leave? Who is it? What do you mean? What do you mean? Who is it?
It's Patton Oswald, I guess. Doug is. She knows
Yeah.
Doug's in the region. Just then, Spock arrives up to their table and says, "Hey, can I join you?" And La'an shuts him down. Says, "No, you can't sit here with us. This is official business or something."
We're debriefing and eating.
Debriefing, yeah. So go find somewhere else to sit, Spock, who is her, boyfriend at this time. So he says, "Very well," and he moves off to another seat in the lounge. And then Una says, "What was that?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know. We said we weren't going to make it weird, but didn't I just make it weird?" Yeah,
It's super weird.
Yeah, super weird. But she did. So
This
she's
dialogue is just something. All right.
Yeah. Not bringing you in, Jody. You're not. Are you invested?
It's not
in
helping me. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. The weirdness, the awkwardness of it all.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Jody doesn't like relationships in his Star Trek.
Not really.
I'm actually fine with relationships in Star Trek. Thank you very much. There's a lot of them.
Is it more like the I don't know, like the young single kind of thing? It's like
the whole like, oh, I'm fabulous and I'm looking for fabulous. It's like, what? Like, just leave it be. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why they even have to have that in there. Like, what does it really matter?
Well,
in this whole episode, what does it matter?
In this episode's all about relationships. Whether it's Batel and Pike, whether it's Uhura and Beto. We got Doug and Una. We got, of course, La'an and Spock. We got Chapel and Corby. It goes on and on. We got Kirk's in the mix.
Kirk and Scotty.
Kirk and Scotty. We'll see where that goes. So it's.
But
just...
do you need like I'm all for the whole space opera genre, but I don't think this has to be it. Like, this is literally a soap opera, this entire episode.
I was watching this episode and feeling like this feels a lot like Melrose Place or like something.
100%. Yeah.
90210.
Yeah, the mature young soap opera. Yeah.
See, when I was watching this, my thought was, this is probably what Starfleet Academy is going to be like. There's probably going to be a lot of this.
It's probably going to be even more so because it's even about more younger people in early relationships in their lives versus like these are more like adults who should be past some of this stuff. But
and even in the teaser for that, we already saw how everybody stares out windows and dreams big and stuff. It's like, whatever.
Anyway, so
I'm not a dreamer. I guess that's what it comes down to.
No, not you, Jody. You're Mr. Practical.
I'm practical. Yeah, for sure.
So after that whole scene in the mess hall, we go to the gym where Captain Batel is sparring with Captain Pike.
I liked this conversation. This was well written.
Yeah, she's apparently now we've established that her strength is increased now from her Gorn augment DNA. So that's a whole thing now, and she.
You mad at me in a dream? Jeez.
Yeah, you got mad at me in a dream. We find out.
I like that joke
she's-
because I can relate to that joke.
she was. She's planning to meet with that Vulcan JAG officer, Admiral, whatever his name is, that was in the last season.
It was like something Audrey or something like that.
Admiral
Andor. Andor.
Pasolk.
Pascal.
Pascal.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Pascal,
Anyway, so she's not looking to go back and being a captain of a ship again. Maybe she can go back become an attorney again, and a lawyer, a JAG officer. Now, I am fascinated by this career path she was on, where she was a JAG officer that became a starship captain, and I need to know. In the real world, has any Navy officer ever transferred from the JAG Corps to commanding a submarine or an aircraft carrier or any kind of command like that, and vice versa?
I wouldn't say it's impossible. I would say it's impossible to go down,
Well, it's
because really you are going down in that scenario.
I just want to know if it's ever happened. What
I would imagine it has, but I honestly don't even know.
I don't know.
I'll look into that for you, though, Dave.
Thank you. I can bring that up on fun facts. I would like to resolve that.
All right, let me see if I can find that out.
Anyway, so Patel says she wants to meet with that Admiral Pasolk to talk about, trying to that being her next move. She doesn't want to, I guess, just be Pike's live-in girlfriend permanently, right? So she wants to get back to her job and doing her thing. Lucifel saying that this is the first episode of the season that made me question the competency of the writer. Each episode having a gimmick or theme isn't quite it. Yeah, well,
100%.
I have a feeling Adam is going to agree with that too when we catch up.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
Adam's slowly coming over to my side.
this season has really shown that they've kind of lost the plot with this show. Like, the first two seasons there was a bit of an overarching with these like weird side quests, and overall it was like a good showing of Star Trek. This season is so like whiplashy. Like, we're gonna go from one genre to another genre. There's not gonna be a lot of connective material. We don't quite know what direction we're taking this show. We're turning this into the surprise bag of Star Trek television episodes. It's like, what are you gonna get?
It really is a
Well,
grab
Strange
bag.
New Worlds.
Sometimes you get a good one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't, right? So they're playing a
A
little
lot
bit
of
of
times
like
you don't.
throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
This could be a way to describe the approach.
would agree with
Anyway, we then get called to the conference room where we get briefed on what the mission of the episode is. Now, the mission at hand is going to be over very quickly, but it's a planet called Tazar that is pre-warp that the Vulcans established contact with prior to the Federation. So prior to the Prime Directive and all that, so the people of Tazar only know one alien species, and it's the Vulcans. Unfortunately, they're having some kind of nuclear meltdown on their planet, and there are no Vulcan ships nearby. So the Enterprise is the only option. So they have to go, but there's this whole thing because they've only met Vulcans and they have really advanced scanning technology that we can't just surgically alter the away team to look Vulcan.
Can't wear makeup, you guys. Gotta
Let's just
the
throw everything into the frying pan and see what it makes. Like it. And this scene is so cringe.
And then, we get Pelia doing the first high five of the episode, which Pike does not know what that is. I think high five.
I don't think he knows. Okay, here's the thing, and this is brought up pretty much in ups and downs and whatnot. Their high fives have always been a thing in Star Trek. Their high fives happen often in Star Trek. Pike not knowing what a high five is seems too out of what? Why? I think it was more that he was caught off guard by Patel being Pelia give me a high five. I think it was more of a wait, what? So I don't
you think
would
his
know
reaction was more of a surprise and not a I don't know what that is?
Yeah.
Could be interpreted that way.
Okay.
So,
I'll accept that.
She's like, then he kind of does it with her, but then she goes down low. But anyway, setting all that up here, we get the further briefing from Spock, who explains they need to go down there, fix the nuclear reactor, and they all have to look Vulcan. So they head to sickbay. This is the scene that came out at Comic-Con last year. It was the preview for season 3, where we see Pike, Uhura, La'an, and Pelia, and then eventually Chapel, all get injected with the serum that turns them Vulcans within a few seconds. It does not look like a pleasant experience by any means.
Also, shouldn't she be changing the hypodermic needle in this thing, or is it just like one of those like blast the serum through your skin
I
with
didn't
air
even thought
pressure?
about that, but it's probably advisable to.
Maybe
do
it
that.
phases it into the skin. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
It would be nice to know. I'm willing to bet somebody actually has facts on that.
Pelia was all excited about it. She's the only one
Busy.
who's enthusiastic, and then we see, as Spock says, okay, in a couple seconds you're going to start to feel it. Some interesting physical acting, I think, from Anson Mount when he falls down here.
Just his knees, dude. The
Yeah.
impact he brings to his knees. I was hoping he wore like some type of knee pad for that, but I don't
I
think he
hope so,
did.
too.
I think he just
He
took
committed to
it.
this. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, he might need a knee replacement one day. But yeah, he really commits to the bit here as we see them all start to collapse, except for Pelia, who nothing happens with her. And she's
Oh shoot! I thought this would happen. This happened back in the '60s with the LSD, and the '90s, and last July. I laughed.
Oh,
I laughed.
it was the only thing I pulled from her.
Honestly, I had the same problem with LSD in the 1960s and the 1990s and last July.
The last
It's a
July
good
part.
line.
I have to admit, I did giggle on the last July part.
Yeah, that was not bad.
That was good. Yeah,
anyway.
that was good.
So then
And
we
I
get the
love Carol Kane. I just think she's so.
Yeah,
oddly
but
written in
she's not
this.
carrying the show,
Oh no, she doesn't need
So-
to.
But this was probably her best bits in this season so far.
She's very funny, and she's like I always enjoy her, but I don't need every character to be funny. I guess is sometimes how I feel. Okay, Adam's just starting it, so maybe we'll catch up with him in the end.
So he might not
Anyway.
be here.
We eventually get the reveal here, like the hair changing. I think I get the eyebrows changing. But the hair itself is a interesting
Yeah, the
choice.
hair was like that's a part of the whole like okay, you just have to suspend disbelief with this episode and just enjoy the ride because not every corner of this episode is gonna make any type of
Yeah,
sense.
you have to kind of go, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's one of those kind of ones. Does anyone like their Vulcan look more than another for any of these actors?
I thought Lon actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, Lon's look was good.
she looks
However,
like a
somebody in
straight-up
our comments
Romulan.
Did mention that
Romulan.
later on. She doesn't have her ears on while she's in a fight.
Yeah,
Why
but
not?
that's because okay, I saw that comment. And I was gonna address it when we got to that scene.
Well, we
The
can
reason why
address
she
it
did-
then.
Yeah, okay, I'll address it
Okay,
then.
But
that's
you have an answer, and that's the key.
I have an answer. Yeah.
All right, good.
Anyway, now and they immediately have all turned into Vulcan logicians, and they're all like pointing out that Spock is only half Vulcan, and therefore there's 4.5 Vulcans present, and whatever else. So
And
Spock's-
the only thing Omega can tell you is that essentially, oh, that didn't work on you because you're different.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all
he
he
doesn't
says,
even-
and that's literally his only line in the whole show.
thanks, Doctor.
It's because she's a Lanceonite or whatever her species is.
Lathernite, right? I guess. Like,
Lancelot?
yeah, it doesn't work
The
on her. I don't know.
racism in this crew is insane. Anyway,
Anyway, so then they all get ready to go down for the away mission, putting on their Vulcan gear. This was the Kill Bill sequence. Them
yeah,
walking
where
down the hall.
they play a song by who is it? Something Romance, I think.
Yeah,
I can't
but,
remember.
them
but-
looking all badass.
It's a modern song, so
Did
but
they
it
really
wouldn't
need
be
to bring a
modern for
Vulcan
them.
Lurpa with them?
I'm not sure they would need to. Not for this type of mission.
They
I can
brought a
understand
lot of
somebody having a
things.
gun.
Yeah.
I get that, just in
Yeah.
case shit goes
Sure.
south. But yeah, I'm not sure that's practical.
Well, just for him to spin it while they're walking down the corridor.
I think that was the only reason. He also, if you notice, he's got like the thick ass boots on, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
else has like just their normal boots or something smaller.
Okay.
So
To make him look taller.
no, I don't even think it makes them look taller. I think it just makes them wider.
Oh, okay.
I guess because he's the leader. Maybe he has a different footwear. I don't know.
Scotty then is running.
I
the
did like these
transporter room.
outfits though.
Yeah, they were fine. Yeah, they looked Vulcan. They were the most Vulcan thing in this. Anyway.
Oh, the ears are so pointy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ears are
yeah,
so pointy.
so pointy.
Yeah. They get beamed down, right? Spock's looking a little like,
Well,
what have I got?
Yeah, he just goes, yeah, there's gonna be Una, 4.5 Vulcans,
To
beam down. And he just looks at him like, oh, screw you.
We also find out that Spock only half smells compared to full humans to them.
Yes, I needed to know that actually. I'm so glad that they brought that in.
He smells bad, but
canon.
not as bad, I guess, is what they're trying to say.
How does he smell himself? That must be terrible.
So then they beam down, and then we get like the report back out of the bridge. The problem's solved. The ratiation's gone. They've
That
already
ensign there, she already had more lines than Mbega in this entire episode.
Oh, I
What
forget
does
her
that tell
name.
you?
Yeah,
I don't even remember her name.
yeah.
She's
Anyway,
fine, but
The radiation's fixed. They stabilize everything. They make Pelia look really bad, according to her. Show how fast it can all be done. But it's Vulcan efficiency for you. So the strange new world and the mission at hand is kind of all said and done before anything really happens. Norman saying, I would rather have this episode be the mission on actually a strange new world. Jody? you agree with
yeah,
that?
funny that.
And Norman's also saying they still have not explained Una's hair from a few episodes ago being all that in that bun she had.
I'm willing to bet that in the next 2 episodes you're going to see it again because I don't think they shot these in order.
I don't
Because
think, or they did.
These are
reasons.
completely out to lunch if they did shoot them in order.
Yeah.
But I
Anyway,
don't think they did.
the Vulcan away team returns. They've got it all completed, and they're injected with the counter serum that's supposed to turn them back from being Vulcan. I love how Spock was just like their
He's like the bag boy, basically.
He's the
yeah.
bag boy of the group. Like they treated him so badly.
Oh, look, there's Mbega again.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, he
sure-
does
He's
say
fixing
something there.
Any second now.
Yeah, they get the counter serum, but
If
then
you
nothing's
are
happening.
not confident on how long it's going to take for this to happen, why are you using this? This
Yeah.
seems very unsafe.
I feel like you should have tested it and then tested it before you did it on 4 people.
Yeah. Maybe one of them send one person to do it. Why did
Or,
you
yeah,
need all
like
those?
testing-
Technically, they tested it on Spock. I mean,
But he's a different species, technically. So he's
He's already been through it. Just give it back to him. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't know. Will they be Vulcans forever? Let's find out. That's our teaser for the episode. Head into it.
Spoiler? No.
Written by Dana Horgan and Henry Alonso Myers, and directed by Jordan Cannon.
I wish many curses upon you. Well, maybe not the director, but the writers for sure.
After the credits, which I'll have to go back and watch the Vulcan version of
Hey,
Pike's.
you're not missing anything,
I'm sure
honestly.
not. Like, how different can it be? He's pretty.
He
stoic
literally
in the
just
original.
says it without any emphasis. That's all.
yeah, he's doing it like a Vulcan.
He's
like
like-
it's. I thought it
like,
was funny. I thought it was a funny
Seek
bit.
out
Alright,
new
I gotta check it
world
out. I gotta check it out.
And
Anyway.
2. What they do, they got to get Kirk to do it. That's no.
So we come back on the Enterprise. They're in sickbay, getting examined, trying to figure out what's up here, but they don't have a solution. So they're gonna have to remain in Vulcan form indefinitely until they can do the research here.
There's Chapel looks pretty good as a Vulcan too.
Yeah, Pike is the weirdest Vulcan of all the Vulcans.
He looks like if a Vulcan was designed by Mike Judge.
Yeah, no,
He's
just the way he
literally
looks.
like Beavis and Butthead version of a Vulcan.
But the way that Anson Mount plays it is so different, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
it's
I am
very
so
goofy.
glad he was not cast as a Klingon or as
Vulcan.
anything else, really.
Yeah. He's like, I can see him having fun with it, and so that I do like made me smile, not laugh, but there, in the same way that like I guess an SNL skit would be a good comparison, like when Jim Carrey pretended to be Captain Kirk in Living Color or whatever, he's having fun with it, but it's not serious.
Oh no, and I think it's fine. As
It's
long
more
as he
parody.
stays-
It feels like more parody.
As long as he stays human, I'm good.
Yeah, like to hear Anson Mount how close he stands to Dr. Benga when he's talking to him.
And the
What
humans
is your
stink so
professional
bad. Why
assessment?
is he so close to them?
Yeah, this isn't quite not logical.
Maybe Mbega really doesn't smell bad though.
Maybe he's the best smelling of all the humans. I could buy that.
I just love the eye roll Mbanga gave Pike as he got close to him. He's like, "What is your professional assessment, Doctor?" And he's just like, "You guys
man.
should stay on the ship for your safety.
No
Yeah,
shore leave for
your
you.
no shore leave for you guys."
Right.
The world does not need another 4 Vulcans.
After sick bay, we then see Uhura catches up with Beto in the mess hall, who she says that he is not interested in their first. I didn't take my screenshots here, but not interested in their first date. It would be illogical to do it. I can't.
It was okay. So basically, what happened here was Umberto was like, "Oh, I was here for your, time off," and she's like, "You wanted to have a date, but you didn't plan the date. And if you didn't plan the date, that means you probably didn't want the date." He's like, "Wait, what? No. I want the date. What are you talking about? We're gonna go on a date." And she's like, "What? You did not plan it?" He's like, "I thought we'd wing it. Winging it is illogical." And she just sort of like repeats this sort of trope for another 5 minutes.
Next week on
He's like,
Star
"I'll do
Trek
whatever it takes to."
90210.
Yeah, make it up to you, and so he.
Yeah. He becomes a complete whipping boy and is like, "Whatever you want, whatever you want."
Whatever you want, Neo.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, another question here from Emmanuel. Also, why are they still allowed to perform their officer duties? Starfleet won't logically allow them to continue their duties until the situation's resolved, especially after one of them starts being all shifty like La'an. But I don't know. They're also like, we'll deal with that when we have to deal with it, which is kind of what happens in the episode. Anyway, so then Scotty beams aboard. Guess who it is? Kirk's here. For no reason, again. But, they're on shore leave. The Farragut just happens to be nearby. It has one nacelle. But I guess they're looking for an excuse to establish more of a relationship here between Kirk and Scotty, earlier in the timeline. So,
Which I think
Also,
these
that
two
looks-
actors do a good job of playing on each other.
yeah.
That
you
looks like
guys-
the coat from Tomorrow when he got the jacket from
Yeah.
Dundas Square.
It's a nice
West.
jacket. Yeah, from Roots or
Oh,
wherever
I never even
wherever
put
he
that
got it.
together. You're right. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, I think that these guys work well. My complaint, Scotty, this actor is so much younger than Paul Wesley, and it's really throwing me off because Scotty's older than Kirk. But whatever.
Listen. As a gentleman of age that looks younger than he is, it happens. We maintain good health. He hasn't started drinking yet. He had
Right.
mentioned in this episode I could get into scotch. Give him
does.
another 10 years of heavy drinking, and he's going to age by 30 years.
But the original series is starting in 4 years from this point, right? So he's already going to be a drunk. by
4
then.
years of drinking, and he's going to age 30 years. I mean, come on.
Then
So,
why
I mean-
is Kirk here? He's here to see his brother, I guess. But his
He was the
brother,
most short-earned reason for him to be here. Yeah, really.
yeah.
And they
he
wouldn't
went-
even pay his brother to be in the episode. Like, wow.
And then we find out Kirk wants to see La'an, even though he completely said he was not going to see her because he was going to try to make it with Carol Marcus.
Kirk is the next door 80s sitcom neighbor. Start applauding when he turns up. The laugh track orders you to.
Is he the Kimmy Gibbler of this show? Is that what we're
Oh my
saying?
god, you might be.
I think he might be. Maybe he's the Kramer. Anyway. So then we go over to Pike's quarters where he's cleaning everything with Patel there, saying, we've already cleaned everything. Well, I'm cleaning it again. We need to get everything ready for the Admiral's dinner that's coming over here.
What another useless scene.
More precise cleaning.
More precise.
It's just meant to show how anal Vulcans are.
Yeah, which
But we already know this.
I like Patel's outfit. That's the nicest thing I got to say about it, the scene. But
You got to think of it this way too. There's probably a lot of people watching Strange New Worlds and getting introduced to Star Trek for the first time. So maybe they're not totally up and up on like how Vulcans
They've had
are.
3
and such.
seasons of this Spock.
Yeah,
They
and
still
he's
know
not.
this.
Yeah, but like the 3 seasons of this Spock is still a softball version of Spock and general Vulcanism. He's a Vulcan that acts very human and immature a lot of the times, as opposed to say like T'Pol from Enterprise.
yeah. or 2 Vulcan Voyager.
She just
Yeah,
likes
right.
that decontamination Jill.
Anyway,
Don't we all?
Well, Pike would like if she used some because he was saying how the human smell is everywhere and she can't perceive it, and he needs to clean up all the laundry here, and he starts like compressing the laundry bag and acting all weird. And
I do like when she sniffs herself when he leaves.
This was one of the moments I'm watching the episode. I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this episode?
right, I was like, this. Okay, we'll get there. But down in the medical lab, we see sick bay. I guess Chapel's trying to extrapolate the serum to reverse all this. She's apparently doing many experiments. She's getting
7 experiments at once.
Apparently, being Vulcan, it means just to be on like Ritalin, Jody.
It does appear that way, yes.
Now we know that Vulcans sleep less than humans, which begs the question: do Romulans also sleep less than humans?
I don't know.
Or is this more again a cultural?
All I
thing?
know is, if she's doing 7 experiments at one time, she only still has 2 hands. So I'm not totally sure how she's achieving all this. I'm guessing she just has that many running.
She's mid-maxing. Have you never done like 3 different tasks at one time?
No,
No,
it's
I
not
don't
very
think Jody
efficient.
has.
No? Okay, this is definitely an ADHD thing. So a lot of times I'll start something, and then while I gotta wait for whatever portion of that to do, I'll start something else and get that going, and then while that has to do something, I'll go finish something third.
Well, yeah, like stuff like cooking and stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
so she's basically doing the same thing with experimentation. So she's going to run an experiment. There's going to be some time before she gets some results. So while she's waiting for the time of the results, she's going to start another experiment.
But then you're
And then
just doing
juggle
one
them.
thing at a time.
I mean, she's doing one thing at a time, but she's running 7 experiments. She didn't say she was doing 7 at the same time. Like, she's running 7 experiments at the same time, but she's not doing 7 things at the same time.
We should probably just move on. Like,
Yeah, let's
'cause
just move on.
Jody's like, what do you mean doing 7 things?
This is
at once?
stupid.
This is dumb. So,
This is stupid!
anyway, so then it blows up, but I think Chapel is, I don't know, she's going really intense with the with her work now. Is the main point of this scene.
Yeah, that's some
She's
good
super
efficiency.
science mind, and then she's written off for the rest of the episode after this
more or
point.
less. Yeah, I think that Mbenga's like, why don't you get some sleep or whatever. She's like, no, like, get out of my lab is basically her response. Anyway,
I don't think
then-
they can make that girl look bad, though.
No, it's hard to.
It's hard to make a
Hard to make
beautiful
that girl
Australian
look
woman look bad, yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
She's got that Margot Robbie.
Them Aussies
kinda
got some good
look.
genes.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I better not say that, eh?
Oh.
Some trouble.
Jesus Christ. Let's not get into that fucking spiral worm.
Anyway, down in the mess hall, La'an is having a drink here with Kirk and Scotty. She's talking.
I'm with you, Norman. I don't get why they were hopping in there. Like, they didn't switch their uniforms. All the other Vulcans stayed in their silly, jeweled, bedazzled.
I think they do
badge
this
robes.
just so we don't forget they're Vulcan.
They're
or
Vulcan.
something. Yeah.
You're
But-
like, wait, this lawn is just crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, like the hair and the ears weren't good enough.
and the
like-
eyebrows and everything. Like, it would be. I wasn't going to forget.
They almost should have just put goatees on all of them so we knew they were the evil versions.
Right. Anyway,
This should have been a mirror episode. This would have been great as a mirror episode.
we see that this Vulcan being turned into a Vulcan is affecting La'an a little differently. She asks for Scotty's pads with access to all the engineering specs around the weapon systems because she's becoming.
So I got a
increasingly
problem
more
with this
militant.
pad thing.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, yeah, he relinquishes it over to her. She starts going through it. They decide they're going to go get another drink, and then she pisses off with the pad. Okay, so here's the problem I have. She is head of security. She should have, at some sort of point, have the ability to take any electronic device on the Enterprise into her possession. That's just part of the job.
That's what Scotty is like. Well, technically you're my boss, so here you go. I shouldn't be handing
Yeah,
this
but
off.
but then Kirk's like, she made off she stole your pad, and he's like, and it's like, well, she didn't really steal your pad. You can do whatever you want.
Right. Like, this Scotty mean this timid is also a different choice, I think.
Yeah, I'm not
like,
liking timid Scotty. For sure.
this James Doohan was never timid. Like, he's friendly and whimsical and, all
Very
that,
whimsical, very friendly, very kind, but he's also the guy that you're not going to piss off. Like,
And
you piss
not
him
a
off, he will
pushover.
show you. Yeah, he's not Like, look at how many times he told Kirk to basically go row a boat. You know, like it was it. Like he
or
went
all the
way
times
through
that Scotty was in command of the Enterprise, and you had to go like in combat or whatever.
I just feel like we haven't gotten that catalyst moment with Scotty yet. Like this is supposed to be sort of a post PTSD, somewhat immature version of Scotty. He's starting to figure himself out, like as with a lot of these characters are supposed to be. Because like I believe they're trying to set up a spin-off where they want to do a show called like Star Trek Year One, where it's these versions.
Well, we'll see.
Sorry,
Because,
I just read this.
what does it say?
Yes, Jody, bring up the eugenics wars next. It's relevant because of Romulan. Justin, why aren't you here?
Yeah, maybe they'll do
be
that.
here.
Like I was looking at the Star Trek timeline earlier, and like most of Kirk's first year was not shown on screen. So you could potentially do that. Like, and Gary Mitchell being a character, I think could be interesting. Before he gets turned into the crazy.
Yeah,
man
but are we gonna stretch one single year of Kirk's run as captain over 5 years?
No,
Like-
you could do it as a mini series, but I don't think you can make a whole show. But that would be my take. Or you can do Kirk's second 5-year mission in the set, after the V'ger thing. It would be another choice. But anyway, so then they go. There's the whole part here where Scotty's like, "I'm afraid of Lon," and Kirk's like, "She's acting kind of manipulative. Like she just stole your pad, and she's going to do it." So then they.
Oh no, I can't help if anyone find out. Would you help me find her?
Yeah, don't tell anyone. I gave away all those schematics, So
Gave away all the schematics to the highest secured level officer on the Enterprise. Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
and then meanwhile, while Una's trying to have a sandwich nearby,
A cheese sandwich, by the way. It's just a sandwich with 2 pieces of fucking Kraft sliceables.
Yeah, look with the crust cut.
You say that like that's a bad thing.
Anyway, she's about to have a bite, but then
Jeez.
she gets interrupted by Pike, who calls her to the mess hall or the ready room, I guess, right away.
She's like, "Can you
Add a
all
leaf."
just leave me alone? I'm tired of being Enterprise space mom."
Yes,
But to be fair, out of the whole season, this is the one episode she's gotten the most screen time.
That's
Yeah.
true.
and it's probably her best episode
Yeah.
of the season. Which
She's really good in this episode. I agree.
it's not
It's not a food cube.
a
this
food
time.
cube.
Yeah,
Where
how
are
come
the
we haven't
food
seen
cubes?
Yeah, where are the food cubes?
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Anyway, so this is where we get the scene here. Like, hey, where are the chairs? Chairs are inefficient. We must start the meeting. This will be brief. And
He speaks like a Dalek.
yeah, he does. Exterminate.
Exterminate.
Yeah, he does. He has like almost a robotic android delivery. Anyway, this is where they reveal. The serum has been devised, and they can be turned back into humans, but they do not wish to be turned back into humans. They want to stay Vulcan. And this.
I say we Tuvix this shit up.
Like a cone head.
Yeah. And everyone's like, "What? You can't do that." Like a cone. Anyway, so then Una's talking to Pike afterwards. She has to move the chair all the way over because he's moved all the chairs. He's like, "I am the captain." Emmanuel's saying the reason that Lon starts acting Romulan defies logic. Her augmentation genes are evil all of a sudden. I don't know. We'll get to that.
That gets back to the eugenic wars.
She is technically a little different because she's descended from an augment. So she's human, but she's not. She's a little different. So it could affect her DNA potentially different. It doesn't make full sense anyway. But
Okay, well,
I won't forget. I won't forget, Norman.
that's news to me because I didn't actually stick
Oh,
around for that.
Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna point that out.
Because
You
I was
get to
like,
surprise me
I
on
look
it.
at the bar and I'm like, there's 7 minutes left in this episode as we hit the credits. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Oh shit, I missed that. I turned it off. I was like,
uh,
this is so
It was
stupid.
pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
The point of the Una Pike scene is that Una tries to raise her objections. Pike's not having it. That scene's ends. So then all the other crew members like Ortegas, Batel, we got Mbenga, we got Pelia, Una, and
Hold
Spock
on.
present.
There was also a small brief thing in the Una and Pike scene because she wanted to be like, why are we going from like morning and night shifts to 14 shift schedules with 45-minute increments? He's like, yeah, and with 5 separate delays. It's like,
Oh
did you
yeah,
not
the
even read
45-minute
it?
shifts. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of like when Jellicoe wanted to go to a 4th shift, I guess, just to be disruptive. Anyway, so Pelia's quarters, we find out, are like, it's kind of like a cone of silence. Like there's no scanning there. There's no monitoring.
Well, they probably can't scan through all the crap she has
Yeah,
in her room.
there's too much technological variations for them to actually like eavesdrop in. She's like, I don't like anyone to know what I do in my personal time or who I do it with.
Right. So anytime you want to have a private conversation on the Enterprise, I guess you come here, is the idea.
Of course, they're gonna use this set as much as possible. Look at how much work was put into
They've
it.
already built it.
Yeah. Jellicoe
I like her
times-
jukebox though.
Jellicoe does.
very
Yes,
pretty.
exactly. There was a post-credit scene. Yes. Go
Yeah,
watch it.
I might actually mute myself and watch it on my phone, just so I know what the hell we're talking about.
Well, hold on. We're gonna get there. They had this whole ethical debate about whether, is it really them deciding they want to be Vulcans? Do they need, is this somehow a mental health issue of some sort that, is intervention coming out? And they said that there's no way to really know. I don't know why Spock doesn't propose a mind meld, with all of them just to see, but they don't come.
Because I think they talked about that, and it was like, well, there was a whole chakra thing, and he basically was like, I'm not that familiar in the practice to do it safely. So like the mind meld was a part of like getting in touch with their spirits and whatnot.
So,
And
so,
he just
so you
wasn't
have to be
capable.
trained.
Yeah, he has to
Yeah.
be trained to do
So
that.
her doing the mind meld on Beto is completely irresponsible.
Complete garbage.
Well, yeah, that's one of the like. It's like, what? How did she just figure this out? But like the other thing too is, as always and stated, Star Trek between scenes is not usually linear, and there's vast periods of time between each scene that could pass. So maybe within the time we saw her have the conversation with Beto to the time we figure out that she had a mind meld, she taught herself or did some reading, much like La'an and Pike were like, due to my past missions, which was this scene right here.
Sure. Speaking of which, Sparky's saying, can you not wait for the Muppet Show in season 4? Oh joy! I think that's
We're gonna get to this.
all right. Okay. So
At that point, I plan on having a very well-established drinking problem. That's what I'm gonna do.
we have this
I'm just
scene
gonna
here.
take mushrooms and watch it.
Oh no, that's a good idea.
Lon is in the Jeffries tube trying to figure out her thing. She has the scene here with Pike, who they talk. Basically, I don't know. I didn't need this scene, but
So yeah, it was like
they know about. They both know about
security breach?
Romulans. Yes.
No. Hang on. Well, okay, so it was like he's like, "Is there a security breach in those Jeffries tube?" And she's like, "Yes, I need to, power up the weapons to stronger so we can battle." And then he's like, "You're acting strange." And then they start alluding to the fact that they both know about Romulans, but they're not willing to talk about it. And then they're just like, "Okay, how about on this count of 3, we both say it?" And they're like, 1, 2, 3, Romulans, and they act shocked and like, "We should stop talking about this immediately," and then walk away.
Right. Never.
I
talk
thought
about
it was kind
again.
of funny.
Yeah. I know.
LSD in July.
LSD in July. Anyway, the shock here. We'll never speak of this again. Please don't. Okay, Sparky's saying that's why Star Trek is dead. Let along Crusher doing it with her grandmother's ghost from Star Trek Next Generation. Haha. That's a great episode, Sparky. I know what you're talking about. Don't.
I agree with Sparky 100%.
Yeah.
Talk
You
about gimmick episodes.
That was a gimmick episode.
It's a
But
fantastic hour.
I will give them credit. They went to a strange new world.
They did go to. It was Scottish, but they went there. And
It was
that's
some
what
sort of
made it
weird
strange.
Scottish world. Yeah.
That's the scene in the mess hall here with Ortegas, Erica Ortegas, and Beta Ortegas and Uhura, with Beto acting really weird and
He's all mind melded and just like, no, it's more logical if we were to do this. And she's like,
Yeah,
what?
but-
We're gonna get vegan soup.
yeah. Chris, he's been turned into a vegan by the mind meld. Was this
Yeah.
an improvement?
That might be the worst fate ever.
So yeah, I thought this scene was kind of funny, where they're like, "We're gonna have vegan soup." And she's like, "Vegan is vegan the same word in Vulcan?" And she's like, "Yes, it is." It's just like,
He's like,
but
she's
like,
like,
what about
"Bacon?"
bacon?
Yeah, bacon. But then she knows something's completely weird and wrong with her brother after this scene. We then see in the next
Speaking of
scene-
people who don't have a lot of words in this episode.
who? Erica?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't. Then we got Roger Corby on the subspace communication here with Chapel, where she's
believe he's
breaking
at
up with him.
Luke's uncle's house.
Yes, he's on Tatooine.
He's on Tatooine or
in
something.
in his best Han Solo look, I guess.
Yeah.
He's what he's going for here too. Spock walks in just as he hears this, and she goes, never mind. I'm breaking off all relationships, including Roger Corby. So she hangs up on him, and then she tells Spock, "And we are no longer friends. I am breaking up with you as well. I have no time for any socialization in my life. It's all about work. And I didn't.
So she turns into the nerdy girl on 90210.
Yes.
Okay.
This had no impact, in my opinion.
No,
this scene.
not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah, it was
Not
a
even
very
sure why I was here.
throwaway. Like, I'm going to break up with you for a fourth time. It's like, yeah, but we're friends. Like, no, I'm breaking up with this friend. I'm too busy. It's like, okay, and then we don't see her for the rest of the episode after this scene.
Yeah. Right. So I guess they're just trying to establish that they're all being jerks in various ways, but
In their own little ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got Scotty and Kirk who are looking for Lon, just for Lon to like sneak up on them while they're talking about this whole thing. She gives back his pad, and then they're like, "We're gonna work on the weapon systems. You're gonna follow my lead and do what I say, right?" And so Kirk and Scotty are going along with this until they can kind of figure out what's up. Because what else do you do on shore leave other than this, right?
I mean, realistically, yeah, you're gonna kind of want to babysit the person that seems like they're wanting to incite some sort of, galactic war.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Well, they
wanna
don't
see
know
what they're
that part
doing.
yet. They don't know exactly what she's up to yet, but it doesn't seem good. It seems
That was the best part of this episode.
anyway. So she's going along here. Kirk and Scotty keep following her and whatever she's up to. We then have the confrontation here with Erica Ortegas and Uhura, where she goes, "What did you do to my brother?" And this is where Uhura admits to the mind meld, which Erica is not too happy about.
Dave, they have a fan of your Crusher.
Sparky, watch the radio theater where Dave voices Crusher. It is a hoot. Well, it's true.
It was. Yeah, so Ortega's all like, you can't just like mind meld my brother to be perfect. You like us because we're crazy. We are Ortegas. We are a chaos family.
Right. And Uhura's just
We're not talking about
confused
this episode.
throughout all of this. So Erica leaves, kind of distraught with this whole thing. We got Una down in Pelia's quarters, hanging on the jukebox. I guess this is where Spock comes back, and I guess the impact of the chapel scene is that he's now like, okay, we got to do something. Something's not right here. It's one thing.
Yeah, it's like she stopped being my friend. She's too busy to talk to me. We can't get any leeway. We need to go the ultimate route.
I guess that was the impact of the scene, but I feel like maybe this would have happened anyway. This decision, like, we need to try to get somebody who is an expert in Vulcan spirituality and mental whatever, and there is somebody else. Pelia wakes up in the middle of the scene and says, "These 45-minute shifts are killing me."
Shifts are killing me. Yeah.
But Spock's like, "That's exactly who we need. Why have you brought this up first?" Well, he's my ex. And there's a walk and talk where she explains that they broke up, and she might not completely act like herself around her ex, but her ex is exactly who they need. And first we see this guy, who we expect is her ex-boyfriend. I guess who you would imagine would be Rebecca Romijn's ex. They should have got John Stamos just to come in for just the one scene.
I think what was her like current husband there, buddy, who was
Jerry
on
O'Connell?
Lower Decks? Jerry O'Connell. My brain was like, oh, it'd be really funny if it's Jerry O'Connell, and he's just dressed up as a Vulcan and he plays some other character. But then I was like, oh, of course it's Patton Oswalt. I forgot Patton Oswalt plays a Vulcan this season. Right.
And here he is. And she's completely like infatuated with him, and vice versa. Like they have it goes both ways. Spock, not quite sure what to make of all this.
I need to envelop all 15 years of you. I need to know now.
I need to know now. You tell me now, right? He explains that
Like, it was funny, dude.
Right, we find out that Adam Oswald is a Vulcan that comes from a school of thought of appreciating humanity and everything humanity has to offer.
We'll get to that comment after this episode.
Yeah, that his name is Doug.
Please forgive me, but Doug is an unusual name for a Vulcan.
My parents were drawn to human names. Perhaps you've come across my sister, Susan. She is an aide to the First Minister of Vulcan, or my cousin, Pete, who is a veterinarian.
I want to meet
veterinarian.
Pete, the Vulcan veterinarian.
Veteran, right?
Pete,
It only
Vulcan
could have got
veterinarian.
better if they called him Victor.
It was so like I as I've mentioned, I think Patton Oswalt's my favorite part of all this. Like his the character that he plays and some of the delivery. Then Una makes up the story that they're married. Spock and her are married, so that she'll have a plausible deniability that she can't get back with Doug.
It doesn't seem that it matters to Doug though.
She tells Doug that Spock has a very big lurpa, which as we see.
And he like casually looks down at his pants, just like
Yeah.
So we now know what the Vulcan word for penis is.
Or a
Yeah.
euphemism. Yes,
Yeah.
the lurpa.
This was another scene where I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" Because she's
Right.
like, "We have 2 children,"
We have
and I'm just
kids.
like, "Why are we saying this?"
Like, there's no discussion about what they actually want him to do or need him to do. None of that's discussed here at all.
She just can't control her brain around him at all, so she's just
a
like spewing
horn
anything.
dog around. So then, like Spock pours, like the drink on her. Well, before we move on, there was that part where she was like, "What are our kids' name?" I think. Didn't they say one of their kids' names was Susan, but also known as Doug or something? Like,
Yeah, also known as Doug.
Susan
There's
slash
a complete
Doug.
coincidence.
Yeah, complete coincidence.
Pete takes care of the salad.
The
There's a
Salat.
lot.
Salat who ate its tail. Yes.
That's a good one.
Anyway, so Spock gets rid of Una, says, "Get on out of here and let me handle this because I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's nothing good." Right? So one last gaze here from Una. And finally, then it's just before we get back to Spock and Doug, we have the scene in
We have
Pike's
to use the
quarters.
kitchen set now.
Have to use our kitchen set.
Yep.
Where Pike has created like some kind of sorbet with greens.
Oh yeah, it was.
It looks like seaweed
name
on the
of-
top.
Yeah, it was like a. I forget the name of it. Damn it! I remember.
Anyway.
All I know is you're shitting green after this.
Yeah.
No
Well,
doubt.
apparently it doesn't taste too good according to Captain Patel.
Leek sorbet, I think it is.
Is it leek sorbet?
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, Admiral.
So fucking green onion sorbet.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. Anyway, Admiral Pasalk's here.
Aqua.
They're talking about everything, and we see Admiral Pasalk very happy with Pike being all Vulcan. They're all like chummy
What
with
the
each
hell
other.
is going on
buddies.
with his uniform?
Whose?
Not his. The other guy.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I just don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
What do you like about it?
The bars on the top.
Is he an admiral though?
He's an admiral.
Oh, I don't care if he's an admiral or not. That doesn't bother me. It's the fact that it's got this big ass gold accent on it.
I'm
Like-
okay
But
with it.
he needs
Anyway.
more. What is it? in Lower Decks. Look at all my pallets or whatever. Remember
Yeah.
that scene in Lower Decks where there's that one admiral? He's like, look how many shoulder pallets I got.
How many epaulets? Yes.
Epaulets, yes, that's the word. Yes.
That's when you want
I
to be a
like
vice
it
admiral.
in the Orville. I don't like it in this.
All right. Moving on. So anyway, there's Pasalk is talking to Patel and then, about coming back to the Jag Corps, but then Pike, chimes in and says, "Well, she just had the whole Gorn DNA thing and you probably don't want her to go."
Yeah,
It's an
would want this
overstatement on
hybrid.
her health.
Yeah.
It's an overstatement on her health. She's got a lot of procedures to go
You
through.
don't
that
want
could
this
interfere
hybrid.
with her court
Yeah.
time.
This is a problem you don't want, Admiral. And she gets mad at both of them, saying that
It's
they're-
bad enough I have to deal with it, but you got to deal with it too now.
Right.
Listen here, pointy ears. You're not gonna dictate my future.
So yeah, she tells off.
Look at his face. Tell me that wasn't a Mike Judge moment right there.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, she gets mad at Pasalk and Pike, and she kind of throws them out, and then he collects the sorbet, which she says sucks. And that's about the end of that. Right?
Apparently, not
Yeah,
as
she gives
bad
him the
as
honest
soup
truth.
at the end.
Yeah.
She also tells the admiral that he basically sucks at his job because he thinks he's so high and mighty, and that he doesn't actually, because he's logical, it doesn't affect his judgment. When he
Hey,
actually finishes his judgment. Have
It's
we been
for
so
Adam.
long that it took Adam? Adam was able to finish the episode.
so I started the episode on my background there, and it already finished like 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
Well, every time I try to get through a scene, we have some interesting things to say.
Adam is audio only right now.
Yes. And we can't hear him. Anyway, so we got Spock and Patton Oswalt, Doug. This is where Doug agrees to help Spock if Spock will help Doug later on learn about humanity, which Spock agrees to.
Oh yeah, this is the pivotal scene in the episode that kind of won me over for the whole thing, because this is the scene where Doug's like, your humanity is, as the old Earthlings would say, very cool. He would just kind of like fanboy over Spock's humanity, and Spock's like, I'm not married to Una, and I'll tell you all about humanity if you help basically save my friends from becoming Vulcans.
Right. So he agrees to that. Then down in engineering, I guess, this is where La'an is getting ready for her plot to start a war, and Scotty and Kirk don't quite know what's up yet. And then La'an asks Kirk to reconfigure the weapons. He's like, maybe you want to tell me why? And she says, oh, I'll tell you why. I'm trying to get the Klingons to attack the Orions, to attack the Tholians, to attack back at the Klingons or something. And so Kirk
she's
says,
basically Space Trump.
right.
No,
And
she's Space CSI.
Space CSI.
Or not CSI.
Or,
CIA.
CIA, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Kirk's like, okay, no, I'm not going to do that. So she gets mad at Kirk and punches him out. And then she got scared little Scotty here, the little church mouse, then says, she's like, help me or I will kill you. Right.
He's like, I have no intentions to fight you, Commander. He's like, you're smarter than the other one.
Right. After she kicks,
So
she
Lon
kicks him.
is already genetically engineered to be stronger. And then she gets Spock, she gets Vulcan DNA. So she's even stronger then. So like she should have killed him.
You know what? That's a good point.
Maybe she
That's
pulled
a
her
good
punch
point.
a bit.
Yeah,
So
she
that's
probably
probably
pulled her backhand a bit. She got feelings for Kirk.
She's got some feelings, yeah.
Anyway, ultimately, Scotty will trick La'an into pushing a button here to
Let's just
activate-
press that one. No. I love how he waves Kirk off. He's like Scotty. He's like, nah, let her press the button.
Let her press the button, which, for a Vulcan who's supposed to be super smart, she doesn't pull that off. She gets electrocuted here.
I do like
to
how
be
the
fair-
electricity hits all of the gemstones.
Yeah, it cascades around the gemstones.
That's a good visual. I didn't notice that.
Well, I wouldn't have noticed. I didn't notice it originally. It's only because of Dave's screenshot.
And then so she's down. Kirk's impressed, and Scotty and Kirk have kind of a moment here where they work together. And
Scotty's like, half the things down here you touch are gonna kill you.
yeah. Then we got a bit of a transition where now Chapel, Uhura, and Pike have all been restored to their human selves, and they're all
just
feeling,
looking for Khan.
Yes, they're all feeling a little down now. But I would have liked to have seen what did they go
Regretful.
through to then decide they wanted to go back, and like none of that's shown.
It happened as
I
fast
mean-
as the away mission.
Yeah. Basically, I mean, realistically, it's just like they were all like their spirits were reached, and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm down to go back. I didn't realize I was being a complete asshat under Vulcan control.
Right. I understand what we're meant to imagine happened, but it's
Yeah, we saw their transformation. Why couldn't
I would
we
have
see their
I would have taken out
de-transformation?
that scene in the corridor with La'an and Pike not talking about Romulans and just give me something quickly where you actually show me what Doug actually did in the
Yeah,
episode.
actually, that's a good point.
Everything Doug does is
What the hell
off-screen.
did he do? Yeah.
It's probably just a form of mind meld.
I know. My problem is show
I
it,
didn't see it.
right? Like, so anyway. This is where Pike's like, "What the hell did I do?" Marie's gonna be so.
I
mad at me.
made so many bad choices.
Yeah, it's Huda's like, "Oh yes, you did."
It was like, I've been there. I've drank a lot.
and Chapel is like, "I need to apologize to everybody, but maybe after sleep." And then they go, "La'an is not whatever they didn't work on La'an, so now they need to try to figure this out." So then we go inside of, I guess, the spirit world, the vision quest of
Yes,
La'an.
and this is why she doesn't have pointy ears, as Sparky had pointed out earlier.
Ah,
in one of the
okay.
comments.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's also in what appears to be Cetacean Ops.
Yes, which is awesome.
Yeah, which I didn't know this ship had. This Enterprise had, but
Apparently, all Enterprise ships have cetacean ops. All ships are supposed to have a cetacean ops because they require the. And this was a question also, I believe, was why did they have whales in the episode? Because
whales here.
the whales have the intelligence to break down the calculations for them to map the stars and their trajectory so they don't completely crash. That's what the whales and cetacean observations are for.
Interesting. Okay. So then La'an is confronted here by Spock inside of her. It's inside of her mind. This is like not a real place. This isn't really happening.
Mind
here.
Palace.
Oh, I like her. I like her little outfit, whatever she's wearing here.
It's her dance outfit from like 2 episodes ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
it's the same outfit.
That's good.
But I'm okay with it, too.
anyway, And Spock says you're resisting because your genetic engineering and your need for control are throwing this off. And then she's like,
Yeah,
well,
so this is where Sparky had mentioned, her, or was it Sparky or Norman? Either way, one of those two had mentioned she's being evil because of her Noonien Singh genetics, and that's what's making her Romulan. Yeah, Romulan. But yeah, defies logic. Her augmentation genes are evil all of a sudden. It's like, well,
they're more ambitious. The thing about being augment is it makes you a more ambitious human. It makes you more want power. You crave power more. That's how it's always portrayed. Like
Yeah.
And so that could be like a need for control. Like, what does La'an say? She's like, we need weapons, but even more deadly ones and more.
we have to control space. There's a lot of it, and we need to control all of it.
Right.
It's like
So
there's
is
a
it-
lot of space. That's why they call it
Which
space.
isn't very much of a Romulan point of view. Like,
Yeah, so I think to lean on the whole like her augmentation made her evil. I think the augmentation potentially altered the Vulcan genetics of it, which leaned in on the more Romulan side of Vulcan genetics, and that's what made her Romulan-esque.
Yeah. Emmanuel.
Yes,
asking
she
too,
has no Vulcan ears in this scene
was
because it's a
Bashir
spiritual thing.
the other genetically engineered main character. And La'an is not even technically genetically engineered per se. Like, her ancestor was, and so she has that passed down to her, but she was just born like normal. Anyway, but Emmanuel, was Bashir ambitious? Yes, and Bashir, I'd say, was ambitious. He held back a lot, right, to hide his augment status. He was more in hiding, whereas with La'an, it's kind of known. And she wouldn't be allowed to be in Starfleet if she was actually genetically engineered at this point, right? It's like it's that she's got a few traits that have been passed down. Then anyway, so then she tells Spock, you're a dirty half-breed or whatever, and then they had like this whole like fight inside of her
Fight
mind.
that turns into an interpretive dance, and I laughed at the end of it because of like, of course it's turning into an interpretive dance. These two have been dancing for the past like 4 episodes. Like, ridiculous? Yes. Made sense? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. the spotlight following them as they fight around, and then they turn into this like romantic interpretive dance, and that's what like gets in touch with her human side, and she's like, "Turn me back to a human. I don't want to be a Vulcan anymore."
I'm gonna start drinking now.
Jody, were you loving it at this point?
I've been drinking this whole time. Maybe that was the problem.
I need to start. So, but okay, like as I've said over the season, I think that these two actually make a really awesome, like in terms of like just their chemistry on screen together, they look amazing as a couple.
Oh,
And-
absolutely. But I don't think
dance-
every episode in a 10-episode season to be about these two idiots.
especially
there's-
since we know that this won't last. Like we know La'an is not there by the time the original series is starting, so she's either going to die or she's going
Or
to leave
she's
the
gonna
ship.
go off somewhere, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that's a thought I had. It's like this show is gonna end with Una, Ortega, or La'an dying, and I would honestly end up more surprised if any of those three do not die by the end of the show.
Well, I think that it's wide open for someone. And Benga can't die, and Chapel and Scotty and Kirk and Spock and even Pike, right? But those other three you've mentioned are open season.
Well, Una was in the cage episode, right? So realistically,
but the cage was set before these events, so she doesn't.
True.
She has no plot armor anymore. She can be.
That's true. Yeah, good
You can
point.
kill off Una
Yeah.
at any point you want. So
Yes, Sparky, whales are helping them navigate space. It's been
gotta be
established.
whales here.
That is established.
If you ever watch Star Trek Prodigy, which if you haven't given it a chance because it's a kid show, you should give it a chance because it's some of the best fucking Star Trek that's been produced,
And it's
hands
canon.
down. And it's canon. And they explain shit like that.
Anyway, so Spock cures La'an with the power of interpretive dance and hotness, and it is all
So
been-
hot.
Yeah, you know,
There's other things going on here too. Let's be honest.
probably.
Whatever that word was in Vulcan.
Ponfar.
No, not that one.
So, anyway,
I bet you he's wishing she was still Vulcan.
maybe
For Ponfar,
yeah,
anyway.
for Ponfar purposes. Anyway, then after there's a transition after that, we got this whole scene here with Ortegas and Uhura,
Is
where she's
anybody-
apologizing, and
Sad to see this guy go.
I'm not
No.
invested in this. So
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't die. I was half expecting him to die in an episode. You know, but like his officially I feel like his arc is done and we don't need to see him again in the final 2 episodes of the show.
Well, and somebody earlier said, like, why is he even here? His documentary's done. Go.
he's here to date Uhura, I guess. And
Yeah, he's here for a date with Uhura.
That's it.
That's it.
The
So-
season's overarching theme.
similar
apparently.
similar to
I
the
hope you dance.
like similar to the Spock La'an relationship. I don't think this can last either because it not let like I guess it's theoretically possible that Uhura was somehow married to somebody who we never saw, and you know all that kind of thing. But or had some kind of relationship of somebody who was off the ship. But
I don't get the impression she was ever married.
you know,
That
she
could
had
be
that
wrong.
whole thing with Scotty. Like there was kind of a will they, won't they with Scotty in the original series, and
And then in the
kind of-
movie, she's dancing naked in deserts.
but
Pretty sure that would be a
well,
problem.
That was for the mission.
She made it with Kirk at one point, so
That was against her will. So I don't know. But that was being controlled by aliens. Anyway, die, Beto.
die Beto die.
Oh, literally for the,
The
last
Beto the. He means the Beto the.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's German.
over
I see.
in Pike's quarters, they're doing dishes. So I guess they had dinner in silence before this. So
She's pissy
she's
though.
pissed. You can tell by the look on her face. This is like,
I hope you got the look on his face in this scene.
Oh.
When they get the call. Not this one. It's not this one. No.
But
Keep
this
going
one's still
through
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah. It's like, but Commander Patel, Captain Patel, we have a call for you from the Admiral. And she's like, oh God. She's like, just
She's
get it
expecting-
over with.
expecting him to tell her to go, he's not going to take her. But then she says, he's like, I'm retiring and I want you to take my job. Meaning, I guess, get promoted to Admiral, right? Like she would like that would be a promotion. And
This is the look. This is the look that's like, I'm out of the doghouse.
yeah,
It's like they're like, I'm out of the doghouse. I'm not in trouble anymore. That's the look.
right. So if Pike hadn't completely screwed up that dinner in Vulcan form, that Salk wouldn't have been impressed by her outburst and therefore wouldn't have offered her the job, maybe. So Pike actually is like, am I forgiven now? It's kind of his point here.
Oh, that look on his face.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's
am I
fine.
forgiven now?
I guess, you know, if Una's gonna, or not Una, if Patel's gonna do anything, then I guess going be the head of the JAG Corps is not a bad gig. Then Roger Corby's here. Yay. To see Chapel.
The most awkward three-way date ever.
Yeah.
I want to apologize to both of you because I was a dick for my Vulcan actions. Let me kiss you in front of my ex real quick. So sorry. Let's have
This
a
is
nice, friendly, polyamoric dinner.
I don't care if you're human or Vulcan. You should know better than to do this. But, yeah. I kind of thought Star Trek Enterprise was bad, but honestly, this stuff makes it look like, no doubt, Sparky. I wasn't always a huge Enterprise fan either, but it took...
Well,
As
then
someone
you
that
should
recently
rewatch
watched
it.
Enterprise, it's good. Enterprise is good.
It's fine. Yeah.
Am I
It's
frozen?
not all...
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're frozen.
What's going on?
Chapel made really bad plomeek soup, which Corby doesn't know the difference, so he says it's fine, but Spock says it's bad. And then
Your soup is unsatisfactory.
not
What?
satisfactory. She tries it, and then she's like, "Oh my god, this
I'm
is
so
bad."
sorry.
Stick to the food cubes, everyone.
Too much salt?
Too much salt. Salt is not naturally part of the food, and therefore is illogical. So then we got here Una and La'an having like a final drink here in the mess hall. What's that?
Just Jody, like, trying to, like, troubleshoot his camera.
I cannot get it to work.
Yeah, Una was going for a date here with Patton Oswalt's Doug, and Doug, he's really bringing it here. We've got the chain, he's got the roses. He's really trying to impress here.
Full swagger.
Full swagger. Anyway,
Full stop.
uh,
Yep. Still blank. All right.
I mean, come on. Like, look at the height difference there in the background.
oh, I know.
Next shot. Like, that dress. She looks
Oh,
amazing in that
oh, yeah.
dress. But yeah, in the background.
Oh yeah, and then we have Kirk who's still icing his face with his glass of scotch. Having a drink here with Scotty.
You
at
should
the
see
bar.
medical about that. He's like, nah, I like to wear the wounds.
Yeah,
Just need scotch. It's not so bad. I could get used to this.
girls like it. So yeah, they're having a little drink. I guess setting up their team, and then that is the end of the episode as it is, and then we get what's basically the post-credit scene here. So the post-credit scene is what appears to be Spock teaching Doug about what humanity is, about various things like high fives and pull my finger and everything else.
Pull the
like
finger, and then they flatulate. Like the fuck you.
Like, Chris, do you feel like this was a scripted scene, or was this?
No,
like
this was a blooper. This was a
is-
blooper. This was very much 100% like, let's improvise some stuff. It's Ethan Peck and Patton Oswalt having fun as Vulcans, and they're just like, let's add this post credit because some of this was actually really funny, and that's all this was. Because even at the end of the scene, Ethan Peck's character smiles, right? So like, this is not canon in any way. This is just a fun little scene between two actors having fun as Vulcans.
Well, just now we have coming to us from Ottawa, where it may have rained. He doesn't care about retcons or Vulcan stoicism. Just give him a good story and no emotional repression. It's Adam Woodward. Hello, Adam.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Can you see
We
me?
can hear you now. We can see
Yeah,
you.
and see you.
Glorious 4K definition.
Man. Chris, I need you to sort me out sometime. Guys, here we go again.
Well, we're pretty much here at the end.
High five, down low, too slow, too slow for Adam.
I have achieved victory. Adam, we're just kind of wrapping up our review of the screenshots and the episode, but Chris
Emmanuel, that comment, season 4 and season 5 of Discovery. Okay, he says he's quit Discovery season 3. Season 4 and season 5 of Discovery are the best seasons of that show. Sorry to interrupt, Dave. Sorry.
It's okay. Adam, what what's your take on all this? Did you enjoy the episode?
I just burned through it real quick. It was better than the last episode,
Yes.
but I'm still. I'm feeling we're lost, guys. This Strange New Worlds has gone off the rails. This episode, I stand by that call I made last week. And it didn't get any better. We only have 2 more episodes to watch,
And you're left unsatisfied somehow.
I really am. I feel like you could always count on 1 or 2 episodes sort of not being great, but I can think of 1 or 2 good ones this season. And looking at my scores, it doesn't really reflect that, but I am unsatisfied. I wanted to actually see their whole mission on that planet at the beginning. That was just like the premise of the whole episode was we're going on a planet to solve a problem. That would have been more funny actually. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
So this will circle back to the comment Sparky had posted earlier. I mean, Star Trek has always had some campy and silly episodes, but back in the days where a season was about 20 plus episodes, having a few weird episodes, well, okay. But now it's way too much.
Yeah, and I've said that all 3 seasons. We don't have enough time to waste with this, and there's got to be better stories they can write. Anyway,
even if you think about what was a light-hearted episode or a funny episode, whether we're talking original series or beyond, like there was still a story that kind of made sense, like Trouble with Tribbles or something like that was kind of interesting, if not completely, super serious. And I think, I think what Jody and I were commenting on, Adam, was like it's very adult drama. It's like Melrose Place, 90210, any kind of those like series that might focus more on the relationships than anything else. The relationships and dynamics between the characters, and less so about anything science fiction driven. And that's
been a main focus of this season for sure. Like season 1 and 2 of Strange New Worlds was it felt like fresh, almost a new spin on Star Trek. A lot of the episodes were really good. There was a handful. You count like 5 episodes in those 2 seasons where it's like, I don't know, this didn't quite hit. But this season has just been like almost back to back. Like, why do we do this episode? Let's do something wacky and strange, and just pocket this episode.
Strange episodes.
I agree.
Strange new episodes.
I think you could have had, honestly, you could have had a laugh track playing, and it would have been appropriate almost for this.
Did you find yourself laughing at any points or giggling?
There was a couple of good, funny scenes, but I mean, I like the way they looked. I like the Vulcan costuming they had, and uniforms they were wearing. That looked great. But again, I really wanted to see them on that planet. I thought that was going to be good, sort of cool.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Sorry, Adam. And I didn't enjoy. I know you guys have all talked about this, but the things I didn't enjoy the dance scene. The fighting was interesting, and then the dance, oh boy. And why is Kirk always showing up? Why is Kirk always showing up?
Well, somebody in the comments earlier was literally, he's the next door neighbor of the sitcom.
Yeah, he's the Kimmy Gibbler.
It's like
Kirk
look
the
at Sparky's comment there. It's kind of funny. Yes, I have facepalm markings. I've had them for this whole season, man. It's
they're permanent.
It's this has jumped the shark. Episode 3 or 2 for you guys.
Season 3.
On Mondays, we talk about a show like For All Mankind, which has a lot of relationship stuff in it, but it has a lot of it's always moving the plot along, and
at least moves. Where this is just we're gonna have another episode where the two are gonna be awkwardly together. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm with you guys on that. This season 3 has been there's not a lot of plot movement because every episode's its own little pocket universe episode, and the plot movement that's been going on this season has Spock stayed at Chapel. Now Spock's staying on. The Gorn were involved. The Gorn are asleep now, and now there's just nothing. We're just
they're not.
meanderously spinning circles.
In Battelle, and they haven't done anything with it.
All right, yeah, Battelle's got super Gorn blood, which makes her a superpower
One of the most
human being.
interesting things in this entire season, and we barely touch it.
Yeah,
barely.
we're getting. maybe get crammed 2 episodes in last season, or get a big cliffhanger in the final episode, so that maybe season 4 will lead into that. Like,
I think
realistically,
they're gonna kill her at the end of the season.
are we all prepared to watch 16 more episodes of this?
Yes, I'm going to, because I'm going to hope every
I'm
week
gonna have to
it
get
comes
another
back.
bottle.
It's got to come back. It's got to come back. They've got to come back on.
Yeah,
on-
like Discovery did.
Oh, shut up. Listen, Discovery didn't end badly. Discovery was interesting. I at least, yes, it was a little draggy in some parts of it, but man, like it was. Guys, I love this series. I told you it was the best Star Trek in years, and now it's.
Well, I think we just want to see some more interesting adventures and like concepts. And,
yeah. So another character, Una, number one. This is the best we can see of her in this episode, like where she's throwing herself at a creepy old Vulcan guy.
Remember, like
Doug.
I think it was like the first or the second episode of the series where she gets locked up. That was like the most screen time she's ever had.
But that was a great episode.
It was a good episode, yeah.
Well, just to answer Sparky's question, just curious, are you guys watching this stuff because you're holding out for some hope that the franchise will recover? Hopium.
Hopium.
Well, I genuinely love Star Trek, even when it's bad. It's kind of like pizza, you know, and it's still pretty good. But I think it could be
Except for
better.
Discovery.
Well, I haven't wanted to go back and revisit a lot of that stuff, but you know,
Sparky, I can honestly say I still enjoy the look of this series, like Strange New Worlds. Like I love the ship, I love the panels, I love the costuming. I even liked how they looked as Vulcans. I think that there was a lot of potential in this episode. They just went the wrong way with it.
Okay, I wanted to highlight this comment from Emmanuel Robertson. It seems Strange New World writers this season want their comedy, silly episodes to be Lower Decks, but don't understand why they work on that show and not here. And I agree that this episode, if it was a Lower Decks episode, would have played off far better because it would have been a tighter 30 minutes.
For all we know, this was a Lower Decks episode that they just retooled.
You know what? That's possible.
But there was some funny things, like listen to Pike yell. That was kind of funny to me.
The meeting will start now. This is, it will be brief.
Oh, well, I like when he's on the intercom and he's like, "Everybody, bring Una, bring everyone to the bridge or wherever.
Senior officers to the meeting.
All senior officers, bring them."
Yeah, don't even take another bite of that cheese sandwich. We have no time.
No more
for
cheese
that.
sandwich for you. No craft singles.
Can we talk about just the post-credit scene? Did you guys enjoy that?
I didn't see it. So
Adam, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
And how was that for you?
So why do we do this? You know,
it was a blooper. It was for the giggles. It was post credits. It's not canon. It's just for the giggles.
I don't mind. Like I guess fine. It's fine, Chris.
This isn't a Marvel movie. Come on.
Well, listen, I watched Superman the other night. You got to stay for that now to see him sit. It was.
That was a disappointing post-credit scene.
Yeah.
It was a disappointing post-credit scene, but the movie was fantastic.
It was very good.
I didn't watch it. It was a great movie.
And I don't like the characters, so I don't think I'll enjoy it.
No, you're missing out. It's the best Superman movie. It's great.
It's
hopium.
I speak from my heart.
It's hopium.
And I'm going to say this honestly: is like I want to love it, and I'm just not there. The last couple weeks, I'm just disappointed.
Sparky's saying he loves Star Trek too, but due to that love, there's a line. So, like for me, like this. Like I know I'm more of a stickler for canon and stuff, but this is not how Vulcans work. Becoming Vulcan genetically would not make you Mr. Logic in 10 seconds. You can try to give me some kind of crazy explanation, but like it's not. I guess it's all science fiction. It's all crazy explanations, but
true. Yeah.
But it doesn't quite work for me in the episode. So, looking for mature, intelligent stories. That's what else I agree with that. Like, you can have comedy. It can be funny, but I think
we had a perfect outlet for this, and that was called Lower Decks, and they canceled it.
But the crossover show was great. Like anyway. I loved it. I still stand with it.
Great's it
was great
for me. A bit of a stretch.
Great episode. Best episode of Strange New Worlds.
What did I give?
Well, then there is no hope in hell.
I only gave it a 7.5. I didn't love it at the time. I thought it was fine.
Go back and watch it again. It's pretty fun.
All right,
It's
well,
You know
great.
what,
It's a great
Adam? For
episode.
you, I will go back and watch it again.
Thank you. Try it.
Well,
It's not bad. It's funny.
Is there any trivia fun facts, Jody?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just running.
I'm in charge now, Adam. I've taken over the spot. All right.
Fun facts with Jody.
That wasn't nearly as good as Adam gets. But anyway,
I've never said given that to anybody before.
the Permenti sandwich mentioned with the fries on the inside is a reference to a Pittsburgh-based Permenti brothers, well known. And I'm
I've
probably
been to
butchering that,
Permenti Brothers many times.
Yes,
It's so
well
good.
known in Pittsburgh for the invention of fries on a sandwich.
Delicious.
Yes, it's not just fries on a sandwich. It's fries between two pieces of white bread on butter. So the white bread's got to have butter on it, and then you put fries in the middle.
There was Permenti
And that's what
Brothers.
makes it
I've been to one in, I can't remember where it was, just outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
well,
Pittsburgh
this one is a Pittsburgh thing, I guess. The character of Doug seems to be a Vulcan looking for a human experience. This is very similar to the character of Steven in the novel Enterprise: The First Adventure by Vonda N. McIntyre. He sought out emotional experiences, was a juggler, and Spock's cousin. So there you go. And just to touch base with a couple things we talked about, Dave, I have got you an answer on your Jag Corp. I think it was you
Yes.
that asked it.
Yes. I did.
Yes. In the event that the ship's officers are incapacitated, command would be passed to other unrestricted line officers, JAG Corps, or Judge Advocate Generals. Anybody who works for that office is not allowed to be part of command.
So like in an
you can't even graduate to it.
So it's like that episode of like where Troy has to suddenly become like the captain because she's like she technically outranks Rolaren and O'Brien and
which is garbage. But anyway, technically that wouldn't. Well, I guess in that scenario it would fly because she is part of medical. So I guess technically she's not a lawyer or anything. So it's
no, but the idea is that like basically the lawyers in the Navy, which would be the same as the lawyers in Starfleet, right? Like they're a specialized profession. They are.
It is a special branch. Yep.
They're
can't
part
command.
they're part of the Navy, but they're not like transferring over to become a captain of a ship, like or something like that, or a fighter pilot, right?
Essentially, if they are to transition, they have to start over. It's not a branch. It's not a logical branch they can move to.
Okay.
So it's a completely separate branch. It'd be like you're trained in advertising and then moving over to technical support for a computer firm. Like it's totally different training, I guess. So we have that. Also, the whales are definitely canon. We already knew that, but I thought I'd mention it again just to be safe. Cretaceans are actually part of a special group in Starfleet called the Creation Ops. Cetacean, excuse me. I always say that one wrong. But yeah, so Cetacean Ops. So basically, yes, they are there. They're primarily used in Starfleet for language and communication, but they're also used for mathematics and stuff like that as well.
Navigation and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And one more, Patton Oswalt.
Bonus fact!
This is Patton Oswalt's second appearance in Star Trek.
Yes.
Did he do an animated one?
He was in Picard season 2, episode 3.
Yeah, he was
episode 2. Second episode of Picard season 2. He played Spot 73 as introduces Agnes's virtual assistant in her lab. So it was a little cartoon cat that he voiced.
Oh, I do remember that.
Oh, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember not being that impressed with it. Okay.
No, that was the entire season, Dave.
So Sparky has been making some comments like space navigation whales. Never recalled that in all TV shows, at least. What year were navigation whales introduced? As I stated earlier, the navigation whales were introduced in the Star Trek Prodigy show. I know you have a hard line in watching Star Trek, as you stated in one of your comments that you stopped watching parts of Star Trek Enterprise. You're missing out on the best season of Star Trek Enterprise, which is again season 4.
I'd say season 3 is the best season. But...
Season 3s are really good. Season 4s, season 3 and 4 are the best seasons of Enterprise.
So
season 5 kind of.
I actually have this in front of me as well. The creation. What is it? Creation ops?
Cetacean.
Cetacean. There it is. Yeah, I always screw that one up.
Crustaceans are like shrimps.
Yes, completely different.
And cetacean is dolphins and whales.
Yeah, so the Cetacean Ops class actually started in the 2360s, and actually the USS Enterprise D had a full ops.
Yeah, because it's been established that this is around in the Next Generation era, but not so much in this era.
It's actually a facility that is seen on screen in 2 episodes of TNG, or at least the door to it is seen, not the actual thing. Which the 2 episodes are "We'll Always Have Paris" and "The Perfect Mate." And just a little side note, it is right beside the holodeck facilities.
Good to know. All right. Well, let's get into ratings, everybody, and put a score on this episode and call it a night. All right. Let's bring it in. 4.5 Vulcans. If you
4.5 Vulcans. 4.5 Vulcans. 4.5.
Actually, I was ironically going to give it 4.5.
There you go. So
Justin gives it 4 out of 10.
Justin's giving it 4.
Norman says 1.
Norman's 1. Jody?
It's hard to give this one a rating. I don't think it's as bad as that, but it's not great. I'm going to give it a mediocre middle 5.
5. All right. Chris?
I had fun with this episode. I'm giving it a 7.
Okay.
He always ruins everything.
And Adam, you're
5 for me, please.
a 5. Okay, so we are averaging a 5.1 as of right now. It has a 7.0 on IMDb with 234 votes.
I just want to point out how in sync me and Adam are now. Soon we'll be together.
Soon you will be
soon be trashing everything together.
The gods of Strange New Worlds to pull me out of this funk next week and get back on track.
Based on the episode name, I'm going to go with no.
Right.
But we'll see.
So,
what is it called?
Yeah, we're...
Well,
this
Dave's going to tell you in a second.
Yeah, right now we're averaging only this is a big drop on this season ratings-wise at the moment. So, I don't know.
Sparky's alluding to the female Jem'Hadar in Starfleet Academy and asking what our thoughts
You need to go see our trailer reaction. We already have that.
Well, sure. I guess because
we've already explained that one.
We're told that she's not actually a full Jem'Hadar. She's
of course not.
She's a Klingon hybrid.
Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid, which would indicate at least one Jem'Hadar had sex at some point. But maybe not.
Probably with a female Klingon, and thus evolution
maybe not
takes
consensual.
I'd say by the 32nd century, a lot could have happened. So you can. I'm okay with whatever.
Yeah, I'm okay if you just don't watch that show at all.
Of course, I'll watch it. Face bombs incoming.
Oh,
Yeah,
Adam's head is going to be inverted in when that show gets watched.
It's probably
He's going to have a big hole in his head.
Like I used to have a flat.
Going to have a frontal issue.
Right.
Anyway,
it depends what you're looking for in your Star Trek. If you're looking for a bunch of,
if you're looking for crap, you're in the right time.
Looking
of
for
year
relationships and more interpersonal stuff. I guess
this
is
Skydance can't.
Listen, I think what's gonna happen here is season 4 and 5 of Strange New Worlds will probably be the better seasons because this has been a trend with common and new Star Trek shows is that the later seasons are the stronger seasons. It happened with Discovery. It happened with, Picard. It's happened with Lower Decks. It's happened with, it's going to happen.
Every show has bad episodes. That's not the problem we have here. It's the consistency of the bad episodes is the biggest issue here. And this whole garbage thing where everything has to be a gimmick now. Just give me some cool adventures. That's all I want. I'm not massive story.
I'm not arguing that this season 3 of Strange New World has essentially lost the plot. There's not much plot this season. It's just like grab bag. What do we get in this episode? Not entirely what we want from Star Trek. I think they took we don't want long linear storylines. We want episodic adventures in our Star Trek.
Which is,
they took that
100% good. I was so excited when I heard that.
That has not changed. I agree with that.
I feel like they've taken that a little too close to heart, and they're just like, all right, well, let's just give them random bullshit every episode.
It's like they put the writers in
lands.
the writers' room and said, "Okay, guys, just whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want. Throw whatever you want at the wall and see what sticks. But so far, most of it hasn't really stuck that well. You know.
I think the biggest detriment to what's happening with Strange New Worlds is that they're changing directors every episode. I think there needs to be some coherency and consistency in your directors, which will bring a more coherent and consistent story throughout your many episodes.
But
if you
we're
keep changing directors, you're
something
changing
very
vision.
similar. We're watching For All Mankind, same type of run, 10 episodes in a season. And yes, there are some definite boring areas, but they have different directors constantly.
Well, they always follow this model. Like it's the same director for
two
episodes.
Two
right?
episodes, and then next director.
And that's a consistency that helps build a evolution story. If you're changing your vision and your director,
that's my point. If you want to have a variety of directors, that's not a problem, but you got to give them some sort of substance that they have to stay to. Like you can't just say
give them a good story or to direct.
Like it feels like Quentin Tarantino keeps dropping tabs, man, and all of a sudden I got a new bloody episode of Strange New Worlds that makes no sense.
From what I keep hearing about Tarantino's Star Trek, I really want to watch that.
I would kill to see it, but it's not going to happen.
I'll check it out, no matter what.
It'll never happen, but yeah, I would also check it out if it did.
Well, it's already confirmed the next movie is not going to be anything to do with him.
Well, they're not doing any more blockbuster movies, I think. From my understanding,
the next one I think is supposed to be a streaming only one.
Yeah, if anything, yeah.
Well, you know how the last streaming one went.
Well, yeah, that's half the.
Let us not speak of the section of the 31.
It's classified. Sorry.
It is very classified.
Guys,
it never happened.
A shitty 2025 with Star Trek. I'm going to say that right now. And yes,
you know what? Star Trek has sucked since COVID.
And Sparky,
it's all COVID's fault.
We love the Orville too. We've covered every episode of the Orville here on the podcast. You can go check that out whenever you like.
I'm really hoping that season happens.
And if we ever get a new season of the Orville, we'll be back for that as well.
Oh, 100%.
And anyway, so what's the next episode called? Do we have the title for this Strange New Worlds?
I remember it being absolutely a terrible idea.
Terrarium.
It's terrarium or something like that. Yeah, terrarium.
That's like when you have like a jar, like, and you put a little ecosystem.
Remember that movie Biosphere?
Yes.
Yeah.
Biodome.
Pauly Shore. Yeah.
Pauly Shore and Baldwin, right?
Stephen Baldwin.
Yeah.
Stephen Baldwin. Yeah.
Adam.
Stephen.
I thought it was Adam.
Maybe it was Adam. I don't know. It was a Baldwin. I'm pretty sure it was a
Baldwin. It was a Baldwin. I don't know. They're all really interchangeable for the most part.
Yeah. They're related, I believe.
Except for the one that kills people and stuff.
Oh, this guy Sparky. Listen, I already commented on that last week, and if I like I said last week, if I open up IMDb one more time and see Pike's little come up head, I'm gonna freaking puke. And I haven't opened it since then because of it. I can't do it.
Yeah, well, and if you watch any other shows like For All Mankind, we covered that here on Live Long and Podcast every Monday night. We are headed into season 3 on this coming Monday.
Big change.
Polaris. So check that out. We'll be starting our run of those episodes.
Also, you might not know this, Dave, but starting September 7th, Jody, Stephen Waters, and myself, we're going to start reviewing Alien Earth. We're going to start.
We're hoping to have Adam.
I've watched them all now, and I've got to say 2 and 4 I've really liked.
All right, we'll have to bring you in on that panel.
So 1 was pretty boring.
I am also watching season 3 of Foundation, and I'm liking it, but
what's Foundation?
It's an Apple TV show. Maybe one day we'll cover it. It's a really you will like it because it's got Lee Pace in it. So
I love Lee Pace.
Yeah,
he's my favorite guy who played a gay guy.
Adam, open up your September 7th for some Alien Earth review.
Okay, well,
Sunday.
Good luck with that, guys. I know I'm not a big Alien person, but I wish you guys well. One sucked. What sucked?
I'm guessing he means the first episode of Alien Earth.
Oh, okay.
Because it was boring. I will give it that.
It was interesting. It was a good start. But anyway, I'd love to talk about it.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on another podcast that happens on September 7th. At 3 p.m., I believe? No.
Trivial Debates?
8. No, Trivial Debates is the one that we have to talk about now, though.
Yes, Trivial Debates, Star Trek The Next Generation Trivial Debates, which is also going to live broadcast here on Live Long and Podcast at 3 p.m. Eastern on September 7th. We got Sean Farrick, we got Dave Mater, and we got Heather Narduzzi contesting with the host, Jody. So that'll be a good time.
Tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, give me your answers by the Saturday before, please.
Yeah. Has anyone submitted in?
No one submitted their answers yet.
Beautiful. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for being with us tonight. Go check out all our shows. The Next Generation, and make sure to like, subscribe, and leave comments. We always love it, good and bad, mostly good.
Yeah. Thanks for all the comments tonight, by the way.
And we'll give you all a collective high five. Don't be too slow, and we'll see you next time here on Live Long and Podcast. Have a good night, everyone.
Give me 5. Now, down low.
Why would you do that?
Because you are too slow.
High 5. Down low. Victory. I am human. Although that is untrue. I am Vulcan.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And movie reviews with Hold Up, a movie podcast. And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on Trivial Debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.